Teeny Explorers? Well, it had to happen, and today is our rainy day. So although we like going outside on rainy days, and hopefully you do as well, the camera doesn't like being outside. So instead we're going to stay inside, but I thought let's start like we always do by keeping safe, staying at home and doing some exercise, because even though it's raining, I've got my Wellingtons on. Have you got Wellingtons? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, doesn't make any difference. We're going to do some outside and some inside, and we're going to start. I'll show you that the garden is still here. It's not gone anywhere. My name's Debbie and we're live from my garden today, and we're going to think about the weather and raindrops. Why not on a day like today? So we're going to start off. Oh, I think it has just stopped raining for a moment. So let's do a little bit of a warm up like we normally do. I'll put my umbrella down. And we can still do a little bit of exercise, a little bit of sunshine. Maybe we'll get a rainbow, or perhaps we could make one ourselves. So we're going to start like we normally do. As long as it's okay and you're nice and safe and your family is helping you stay safe, let's do a little bit of exercise. Have you got enough room? Because I want you to put your legs in and out and your arms in and out. So as long as you can reach out and you're nice and safe, let's start like we always do, down at our toes. Because even though it's a rainy day, we can get on with some exercise. So we're going to go towards you. I'm going to point my, oh, it's quite hard to point your toes in wellies, but we'll give it a go. So we're going to do 1 foot in and out, point our toes. That's fantastic. Well done, brilliant. Hello everybody. I'm pleased that you're there. Right, next toe, I'm going to point it in and out, a bit hard in your wellies if you've got your wellies on. Are you inside or are you outside? I think it might be a good idea to stay inside if it's raining today. We'll see what we can do inside. That's our toes done. We always need to have a warm up, whether we're going out or not. And then how about our knees? They go nicely up, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. How far down can you go? Nice and safe, not too far. Now then, although Teeny Explorers is all about preschool children, it's also about all of the family, because they can't do it on their own. They need you to join in. The crows are here as well today. So if you're nice and safe and you're able to join in, whoever's watching, I want you to have a go as well. You can't just stand there and let the Teeny Explorers do it. Let's all do it together. So if you can bend your knees nice and gently up and down, that's really great, gets us going. And if we move our feet apart a little bit, so we're nice and stable, and can we go down even further, as if we were a frog? Just as far as you can go, don't go too far. Can you go as far as you can, bending your knees, and stretch your hands out as if you were a frog? Fantastic. And now we're going to go all the way down as far as we can go. Do you think my hat will stay on? It might fall off. We'll see how we go. So we're going to go down, see if we can touch our Wellington boots or our feet or our slippers. Go all the way down to our boots and all the way back up again. That's fantastic, brilliant, well done. You're making the sun come out. That's amazing, well done. Okay, we've done our toes and our ankles. We've done our knees and our hips. Should we do the top part? We'll have a go and see if we can, if you can stretch your hands out, make sure you're nice and safe. We're going to go backwards and forwards, in and out to our shoulders. To our shoulders and out, nice and wide. To our shoulders and out, nice and wide. To our shoulders and out. Fantastic, brilliant job. You're doing really well today. Now then, bit bigger. We're going to go up to our heads. I've got my hat on today. Up to your head and out. Up to your head and out. Up to your head and out. And we're going to do a nice stretch up to the sunshine. So we're going to put our hands up as high as we can and down. And as high as we can and down. And last one, get ready for it. It's the bigger one. We're going to stretch our arms out, turn our hands down to the ground. I'm going to flap up and down as if we're trying to fly. Give it a go. Make sure you're nice and safe and you've got enough space. And then we're going to bend our knees at the same time. Flap them down and bend your knees. See if you can take off. If you flap really, really fast. Not quite, but we've still got some weeks left that we can have a go at doing that. Give your hands a shake. And if you can, shake your feet as well. Now I'm going to come inside to you. Hopefully you could hear me okay while I was outside. I'm going to think about what we could do in the house on a rainy day. So it's not about, oh, should I take my hat off now? Now I'm inside. That's fantastic. So what can we do inside on a rainy day? Have you got any ideas about what you could do? What sort of things do you like doing inside? I think it's often really good to do some drawing or some colouring in, or if you're really lucky, some painting. That would be fantastic. Now, we made something in our first session that I thought we could have another look at today, and it's really good for today because it is Incy Wincy Spider. And we made a game that you can do that's Incy Wincy Spider, and I've actually coloured it in this time. Hope you can see that okay. And we made it out of some cardboard that we folded in half, and we cut 3 slits into any cardboard that's around the house, and we cut out a circle, and on the top we've got the sunshine, and on the bottom we've got the clouds and the rain, so we can show the sunshine or the clouds and the rain, just like today. And we've also got another strip of cardboard that has got Incy Wincy Spider on it. Can you see that one? Brilliant, fantastic. So I'll make sure that the directions for making this is available on Facebook for you, so you can, if you haven't already made one, you can make one for yourselves. You also need to have a way of fixing the sunshine and the rain to the top, and I've got, so you put it behind so you can just see either the sunshine or the rain clouds, and we fix that on to the top, and I've got a pin, as long as you're okay using a drawing pin. Now, with all the things that we make, you need to make this together. So hopefully it will be the family doing this together, and it won't just be our teeny explorers. We've got to work together as a team. So once you have made your Incy Wincy Spider with the sun at the top and the rain, you can then have a go at doing Incy Wincy Spider. Do you think we could have a go at doing it together? So if I slot him in, I'm going to come a bit closer to you so I can show you how we can do this. Okay, here we go. I'll get nice and close. There we go. So, Incy Wincy Spider climbing up the spout, all the way to the top. Out came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sunshine. There's the sunshine, and dried up all the rain. Incy Wincy Spider climbs up the spout again. Fantastic. Hello, all the way from Somerset. That's fantastic. I hope the sun's shining in Somerset. Now then, if you haven't got your Incy Wincy Spider yet, as I say, I'll show you all the instructions of how to do that. But I also thought today perhaps we could meet somebody else, another character that might be able to tell us about a rainy day. Because we like to, when we're out exploring, it's absolutely fantastic because normally when we're outside, we're all together and you are helping me explore. Today, it's just you and us. Normally, we've got Simon behind the camera, but I'm here on this rainy day, staying inside and staying safe, just with you and me, well, and Darwin's here as well. But I thought we could perhaps have somebody else join us to tell us about rainy days. And I thought, who could that be? We could have a new character for a new story, and I thought his name should be Walter. Now, what would Walter be like? Well, Walter is a water droplet. He gets all over the place. 1 minute he's falling from the sky as a raindrop, and the next minute he might be in a puddle. So I thought, what would Walter look like, and could we make a Walter the water droplet? Now, if we're cutting out, I want you to stay really safe and ask your family, perhaps you have got some scissors that you can use to cut out. But it's always best to check. Please check with your family to make sure that you're safe doing something. And if you can't do it on your own, that doesn't matter, because all of the things that we're doing together. I'm going to try and make a Walter the water droplet. I think he'd be blue. I hope that's right. It'd be round at the bottom and pointy at the top. There we go. I think that is probably quite a good water droplet shape. If I hold it over there, you can see it a bit better. So Walter the water droplet would look just like that. But where would Walter come from? So I thought, perhaps could we make a cloud? That would be a really good idea. So we've got our water droplet. Do you think we could make some clouds as well? What shape are clouds? They're nice and fluffy, aren't they, normally? So I'm going to make some clouds as well. Nice fluffy ones. There we go. Fantastic. So we've got some clouds, we've got some water droplets, and also I thought perhaps, what else do we need to tell this story? Perhaps we could have some sunshine as well, and we could put those together into a story about Walter the water droplet. And we could use perhaps the same game that we use for Incy Wincy Spider. We could make it into a game for Walter, and that would be really easy to do, because instead of having Incy Wincy on one end, we could have a water droplet on the other end, and all we need to do is have a new rhyme, and we will have a story about Walter the water droplet. So I've written a new rhyme, and you see, if you think it works and if it's okay, you let me know. Does it make sense? Is it right? Is it what happens when it rains? Perhaps you could let me know if you think it's right. So we start with the sun shining and we go, here comes the clouds. Here comes the rain. Here comes Walter rushing down the drain. Walter's in a puddle. Oh, now could we do with a puddle at the bottom? I think perhaps we could put a puddle at the bottom so that Walter could disappear into the puddle at the bottom. So if we just add a bit of blue for a puddle at the bottom, we can do the whole thing right from the top to the bottom. Here comes the clouds. Here comes the rain. Here comes Walter rushing down the drain. Walter's in a puddle when out comes the sun. There's the sunshine. Dries up the puddle. Where has Walter gone? Here comes the clouds. Here comes the rain. Here comes Walter rushing down again. So you can take your game with your Incy Wincy spider, and I'll show you how to make it, and you can turn it into a game about Walter the water droplet. Now then, on a rainy day, I'll just open that a little bit. On a rainy day, you might want to be outside in the garden, in your Wellington, splashing about, or you might want to be in the house doing something to keep dry. If you've got a splashy, muddy garden, then I suggest that you go out and look for rainbows outside. But if you haven't got a splashy, muddy garden, if you're very careful and you ask your family and make sure it's okay, you could perhaps bring some of the mud indoors. Now you have to be very careful. You need to put something down that's waterproof, perhaps like a black bag, some newspaper or an old towel would be really good. And then you could perhaps have a go at making yourself some muddy puddles inside. So we can have a look outside to see what's going on out there, but while we're inside, we could bring the mud in with us. So I've got some mud here that I've brought in from the garden, from some soil, and I thought, could I have a go at making a muddy puddle? All you need is some soil from the garden and a tray. So see if there's something that you can get that put some water in it, that'll hold water. And here we go. I'm going to add some water and see if I can make a muddy puddle. So you don't have to be outside to have a muddy puddle, and I can show you, I'll come a bit closer, that there is our very own muddy puddle, nice and wet, and you can then model that into anything you want. Have you got your own mud kitchen at home, out in the garden? Maybe you have. If you haven't already got one, you can make it out of anything, as long as it holds a bit of water. If you've perhaps got an old washing up bowl or an old bucket or something that you can put outside to put some mud in and put some water in, you can make your own mud kitchen, which would be absolutely fantastic. You can also, once you've made some mud, you can squish it in and make it into mud pies, which are absolutely fantastic to make. That squishy mud is really good. Get your hands all nice and squishy and make a mud pie. You can make it into any shape that you want and make your own puddles inside. It feels really, really good. Perhaps we should go outside and have a look, see if we can find some muddy puddles. wipe my hands off, keep them a bit cleaner. Now, on a rainy and sunny day, it's not all about the mud and the puddles. I also thought we could have a look at some different colours, and we could try to see if out in the garden you could find all of the colours of the rainbow. Now, maybe you haven't got them all in your garden, but if you go out for your walk around your park, you could take a bag with you and you could gather different colours with you of plants as you go. It'd be really useful if you've got lots of flowers in your garden, but I know everybody doesn't have that. So what I've done, I've gone round the garden here and I've seen if I could find a flower of every colour of the rainbow. Now then, for first of all, we have to think, what are the colours in the rainbow? Can you tell me any of the colours in the rainbow and what your favourite colour is? Have you got a favourite colour? Can you tell me what it is? I'll just wait a minute, see if anybody can tell me their favourite colour. Is it pink? Is it blue? Is it yellow? Is it purple? Purple! That's one of my favourite colours. So I thought if you went round your garden, or if you can't get out into the garden, perhaps you've got some old magazines or bits and pieces of paper that you could find every colour of the rainbow. Do you think you could have a go at doing that? Have a look around the room now, or the garden, and see if you can find something that is red. So can you see something in your room or out in the garden that is red? Have a look around, see if you can find it. Fantastic. How about something that is green? Yeah? Oh, brilliant! Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so pleased you found something that's green. How about, oh, this could be a tricky one. Something that's yellow. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll get a bit closer so that I can see. Oh, fantastic. Hello. Can you tell me what your favourite colour is? Is it yellow? Is it red? Is it green? Is it blue? Do you think we've got all the colours of the rainbow? I hope we have. I'm going to see if I can put together all of the colours of the rainbow. And maybe I can stick them on a strip in the right order. So if I'm going to empty them all out, so I've got all these different flowers, and I'm going to start with a purple one. So if I start with purple, that's one of my favourite colours. Can you see something? Can you find something that's purple? That would be great. And then we need something, a flower that's blue. So purple, blue. How about green? I think there's an ivy leaf and it's bright green. I think that's a really good green. There's lots of green leaves at the moment. Lots of trees are out in leaf, and there's lots of things that you can see outside that are green. But you can pick the green that you really like the best. So we've got purple, blue, green, and perhaps next we should have yellow. So we've got purple, blue, green, yellow. We're getting there, we're getting the colours together. And then, orange. That's a bit of a tricky one. I've had a look around my garden and I couldn't find a flower at the moment that was orange. So do you think this one will do? I'll come a bit closer and you can tell me. Do you think that would be okay for orange? What do you think? Can you let me know if you think that's good enough to be orange? Give me a thumbs up. That's brilliant. Right, I'm going to stick this one on as my orange one. So we've got purple, blue, green, yellow, orange. Now then, what colour have I got missing from the rainbow? Can you tell me which one I've got missing? I've got purple, blue, green, yellow, orange. Can anybody tell me which one's missing? I think it's probably red. So this one's got a bit of yellow on it as well. So if I take the red off and stick the red on, there we go. Purple, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So in the garden we managed to find all the different colours of the rainbow. Absolutely fantastic. As soon as it stops raining and you can get outside, go on outside and see if you can find some flowers that are every colour of the rainbow. That's fantastic. Well done, everybody. You might be able to find the colours just around you. You never know. But outside, as soon as it stops raining, get out there and have a look and see if you can find those colours. Now, what else could we do on a rainy day when we've got raindrops pouring down? You could do something that's called raindrop racing. And on the window, as the raindrops are coming down, you could choose a raindrop and see whose raindrop goes fastest. But sometimes that's a bit tricky to do. So I thought what we could do is we could use different colours to see whose raindrop goes fastest. So I have got 3 different colours. I've got blue and red and green paint mixed up with water to make it really thin to see if we can have a raindrop race. Which colour do you think is going to win the race? I'm going to try and put 1 drop of each colour onto this paper and we'll see which colour goes the fastest and wins the race. So you'll need to choose a colour, either green or red or blue. Okay, so that's the 3 colours we've got. Which raindrop, which rainbow raindrop do you think will make it to the finish line first or go the fastest before they stop? I'll try and do it fairly, so there's 1 drop of each. If you're doing this at home, make sure that your family is with you, you're staying nice and safe, and you've asked if it's okay if you can do this. Always have an old towel, so if there's any spillages, we can mop it up really easily. Okay, and something waterproof on the table as well. You can do this outside, so if you can get outside into your garden, then do it outside because that's even more fun. But today, because it's raining and there's a bit of sunshine, thought we'd stay inside and we'd stay safe together. So I'm going to put a red drop on, and then a green drop on, and a blue drop. Which one do you think will go the fastest? Are you ready? Red, blue, green. Here we go. Red! Red's in the lead. I think red's going to make it. I think red's going to be the winner. Blue's catching up. Green's in the middle. Oh, I think red must definitely be the winner of that one. Shall we try one more time and see if we can get a different raindrop race winner? We'll try a different colour. We'll put them in a different order to see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to put blue first. Blue raindrop first. Then a green raindrop. Then a red raindrop. Are we ready? Which one do you think is going to win? Red, blue, green. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, it's close. Green and red and blue. Oh, they're very close this time. It's neck and neck. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? I think... Oh, it's really, really close. Blue. I think blue has definitely gone the furthest. Did you say blue? If you said blue, you're a winner this time. So there's a game that you could play at home. Again, making sure you're staying safe and asking your parents if it's okay. Be with your family when you're doing this, and you can do it together. And you can have a go at raindrop racing and see who wins which colour. Swap it around. You can use any colours that you want. You don't have to use the colours that I've got. Something else that you can do if you've got paint is you can make a rainy day painting. So you don't have to be very good at painting to do this. It's just about getting some paint onto the paper, any colours that you want. I'm going to use the same colours that I've got here because that's easier for me to do, but you can use any colours that you want, your favourite colour, and all you need to do is put some blobs of paint onto your paper. This is why I said make sure you've got it all nice and a waterproof covering on your table. Don't get me into trouble. Make sure you've got a black bag, or if you've got a plastic tablecloth, that would be really good, because this is going to get a little bit messy, because we want to make sure we've got lots of paint on our piece of paper. Different colours. I'm still using red and green and blue, and you can mix up the colours. It doesn't matter if they all get mixed up, because that's part of the fun. And then you can tip them up and they'll dribble down a bit, which is absolutely brilliant. But then when it's raining, you can hang it outside in the garden and let the rain make the painting for you. Now earlier I hung a painting outside in the garden, and I'm going to go and get it for you now to see what it looks like after I hung it up. What's really good is when the colours run together, they make different colours. So there's my one that I've just done, and if you wait there for me, I'm going to go and get the one that the rain has been painting out in the garden. There we go, and you can see, I'll bring it a bit closer to you. Okay, so we've got yellow and red and green, and you can see that the rain has helped make a drippy, swishy painting. And if you mix your colours together, you don't have to paint anything special at all. It can just be blobs that you paint and paint. but it can also be a field of flowers. So if you thought it was a field of flowers and you painted it, you could see how the rain takes your painting and makes it different. You could just do like I have and put blobs along the top. It's really up to you. If it is raining outside where you are, then, and you can get outside, I really would encourage you to go out and feel the rain on your face and see perhaps if you can catch a raindrop on your tongue. But let the rain pitter-patter on your face, put on your wellies, put on your coats and get outside if you can. But if you can't, that's okay. There's lots of things that you can do inside on a rainy day. So you can be inside looking out, or you can be outside playing in the rain. It's up to you, whichever you feel you can do. One of the things that's really great to do, that I'm going to hopefully be doing more of on Sunday, because this week is called National Gardening Week, and it's about encouraging everybody to get outside into their gardens if you have got a garden, and not just have a look around the garden, but get growing things and see if you could perhaps grow some sunflowers or grow some vegetables. On Sunday, I'm going to be giving you some hints and tips about how you can get some really nice flowers growing in your garden, or some vegetables, or some fruit. Have you got a favourite vegetable? Do you like vegetables? I think vegetables are fantastic. My favourite vegetable is carrot. I really like carrots because rabbits like carrots, and I really like rabbits. But any sort of seeds that you've got, if you can get some seeds ready for the weekend, that would be great. If you've got a garden, that's fantastic. We'll be out in the garden, and hopefully not so much rain as there has been recently, although it's really important that we have rain because that is really good for the garden. We're going to be growing some seeds either inside or outside. So for Sunday, if you're going to be watching on Sunday and you can get some seeds ready for that, that would be absolutely fantastic. But we're going to be showing you all the sorts of things that you can do in your garden. I also have to tell you that there isn't just me here available through the Active Wellbeing Society. There are all sorts of activities that you can get involved with. So keep an eye out for all the other things that you can do as well. There's drama, there's singing, there's dancing and poetry. Absolutely fantastic range of things that the Active Wellbeing Society is live streaming to you from our homes on Facebook. And there's so many things you can get involved with every single day. You don't have to go out. You can stay home and stay safe and keep active. So don't forget to look out for all of the other activities as well. Well, we haven't got very long left for the session today, but I just wanted to go back to our character that we met at the beginning. And Walter, the water droplet, he's a very, very special person, because without him, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't have. He almost has superpowers, because we might not realise it, but on a day like today, where it's raining and it's sunny, sometimes we see something that I know you have all been painting and drawing a lot of, which is the rainbow. And we've been thinking about all of the wonderful rainbow colours that are in our garden and around us all the time. And Walter has a wonderful superpower that he can make the sunshine into the rainbow. Without Walter, the water droplet, we wouldn't have those fantastic rainbows that we see when it's raining and the sun comes out. That's one of Walter's superpowers. He also helps all of the plants grow in the garden. From the tiny seeds that we're going to be planting, right up to the big, tall trees that you can see outside, none of those plants would be able to grow without Walter, the water droplet. Walter also does something really important for us when we are outside and we can be together, and I know we will be again, exploring the woods. And sometimes we make hot chocolate. And without water, we couldn't make that hot chocolate with marshmallows. And we wouldn't be able to put out the fire that we use to make the hot chocolate. So Walter does all sorts of fantastic things using his superpowers to be able to do it. Now, there is one thing that we have to be careful about when it comes to water. And we know that if we go near any water, like rivers or the seaside, we have to make sure that we stay with our family and listen to our family. Because although it's really great fun to be out in the rain and jumping, splish, splash, splosh, in all of the puddles, we still have to make sure that we're safe. And when we're exploring, we stay with our families and we stay together. I really hope that you've enjoyed today. It's been a little bit different being here in the house rather than being out in the garden. But for a second, I'm just going to move out of the way for a minute just before we finish so that you can have a look into the garden, and also hopefully, even though we're inside, you can still hear the birds singing outside. So just for a minute, I'm going to move out the way so you're not just looking at me, and you can have a look out into the garden. Can you hear the birds singing? I can hear the pigeons. I can hear the blackbirds singing. They're all waiting for us to be able to get back out in the garden really soon. And I'm sure that on Sunday, fingers crossed, we'll be out in the garden. And I think I have actually found something that I thought would be really exciting to grow and see how they do. Now, we're not going to be able to grow Jack and the giant beanstalk, because I think I would need a much bigger garden to have Jack and the giant beanstalk. But I actually found some beans in my seed pot that are called teeny beans. And I thought, for teeny explorers, perhaps we could build a tower in our garden on Sunday and plant some teeny beans around the bottom of it to see if we can have some beanstalks growing in our garden. Now, do you know what beans look like? This is what a bean seed looks like. Okay, and I'm going to plant these in my garden so I can think of you and we can watch them growing together. I think that'd be a really good idea. And see if we can have anything like Jack and the Beanstalk. Do you think we'll be able to? I wonder how tall it will get. Now, we've got some sunflowers that are already growing, so we could have a bit of a competition between the sunflowers and how fast they grow, and the teeny beans growing beanstalks that might be big enough for Jack. Do you think it'd be big enough for Jack to be able to climb up? Maybe we'll have to have a go and see. But we'll make a tower and we'll show you how to do that in your garden. and we'll show you how to grow the beans to see how tall they can be, and we'll have a race between the sunflower and the beans. Now, just before we go, we've nearly finished. I think it would be really good if, for one last time, we thought about Walter the water droplet. He's so very important to us. We don't always think about him. And if I read to you one last time the poem about Walter the water droplet, maybe you could, after you've watched this, go off and find yourself some cardboard. I'm sure your family can help you find some. If you can't find cardboard, it's fine that you can use paper. And you could make yourself your own Walter the water droplet game and see if you can remember the words of the poem to go with it. It starts off with, "Here come the clouds." And if you can cut out some clouds, you could make yourself a mobile with water droplets and a sunshine. Maybe we could put that together for next week. Here comes the clouds, here comes the rain, here comes Walter rushing down the drain. Walter's in a puddle when out comes the sun and dries up the puddle. Where's Walter gone? Here comes the clouds, here comes the rain, here comes Walter in the puddle once again. Thank you everybody for watching from inside our kitchen today, looking out into the garden. I'm really pleased you could be with us, and hopefully we'll be back outside on Sunday growing our plants, sunflowers and vegetables. See us on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a go at making the Walter in between. I hope you had a really great time. See you soon.